Hello, Year 12. Here we are, Monday the 20th of April, first day back after Easter, new term. Really weird because obviously it's not a real new term and everything's still pretty much in the air. I'm going to try to keep this brief. I know I say that every time and then I don't, but I promise I will. I want to talk about a couple of simple things, and they're all on the theme of you being healthy and you being happy. Healthy, let's start with that. And there's a wee bit of bad news to get out of the way. Daily exercise, I hope you're exercising. One of the things I'm really enjoying is exercising. Keeps you sane and gives you an opportunity to actually change something about yourself. So get out there, get walking, get running, get on your bikes. There's lots of good examples in the media of people who are demonstrating to us how we can actually do that, even within the confines of this really weird situation. And that includes our own Ron's daily workouts, which are worth looking at in Firefly. I would say to you that in one instance, two Campbell students from year 12 were in the grounds of school and possibly up to worse. They were there on the pretext that they were there to do some exercise, but where they were found was not an exercise area of any sort. They're not only breaking social isolation because they were two students from different households, they're legally trespassing, but also it just worries me about the sort of state of mind that somebody's in, that they would feel that they wanted to come and do something that was potentially going to get themselves in trouble and create hassle for others in a world in which we're already trying very hard not to stress one another. So just a warning, shouldn't have to be said. The school's not open at the moment for you. It's open for me and for various people to come in order to try and support you academically and pastorally from the school building as well as from our homes, but it's not open for students. Now, in terms of being happy, I suppose the issue that I wanted to deal with was people have been emailing me and contacting me, and they're genuinely really worried about their GCSEs, and I understand that completely. Unfortunately, there are no definitive answers, and it's still quite a complex situation, but I've tried to jot down one or two notes from the guidance that has now been issued by CCEA, the local provider. Key thing is that finishing GCSE courses are not compulsory. It actually says on the guidance that no student should be disadvantaged if they were unable to complete a course or part of a course because of the current situation. That's really clear. We're going to spend some time this week through Firefly asking you to complete GCSE courses, but that's simply because as preparation for the next stage of your life or education, you want to have completed what you could of the courses that you are studying. But that's from a sense of the importance of finishing something off to allow you to build on it, not from a sense of grades. Now, that brings us to grades. We will be asked as teachers and heads of department and all of the senior teachers and so on to provide information upon which your GCSE grades will be based. At this stage, the key points I've noted are that they will be dependent on average centre performance in past years. So there's lots of data. So we can't give you all A stars because they know that we don't get all A stars for every student every year. So that's an extreme but silly example. There will be use of centre assessed grades, so controlled assessments and things that you have completed, and possibly even some mock material taken with discretion because people generally do try to improve their mock results. And there will be a rank ordering process, which is at this stage not finalised. I mean that will be quite a complicated process. Those grades which will be allocated to you are the only grades that you can be given at this stage for August of this year. But they do emphasise that for students who are unhappy with the grades that are allocated to them, that there's an opportunity November 20, January 21, March 21, and then again next summer for you to actually reset or take units in order to improve those grades. And we know that's not an ideal situation, but that's the way it is. In Campbell this week, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to continue to try and finish off some GCSE type tasks from courses. And then on Monday the 27th of April, next Monday, we're beginning a programme which is being organised by Mrs. Kitsia, which is a programme of an introduction to level 3 study. And that's not about just people who want to do ASs. That's allowing students like you to have a look at courses that are available to them in school next year, but it also helps prepare you for any other plans that you have for next year at other further education institutions, or moving into apprenticeship or management schemes, or even into employment. Because at some point you may well consider in employment adding to your qualifications as a level 3 student. So that's what that's for. That will roll itself out fairly logically on Firefly. So just keep checking Firefly and try to keep responding where you're asked to respond. Sometimes the response to a task is simply to say that you've read the particular task that was put in Firefly, which is information. So just complete to say that you click as complete to say that you've read that. Other than that, summing up, it's the start of a term. It's a very different term, but it's the start of a term. It's the start of a term which will have new challenges for you, and some of which you should seek out. Personal challenges, a term in which we're still concerned about both your minds and your bodies, and keeping both of those healthy. And in the meantime, I wish you the best until I see you in the next message. Thanks, guys. Bye.